Well, let's move on. We were talking about Maruti, right? It posted a strong performance in February. The auto sales saw a double-digit growth. Exports also surged 68% year-on-year. We caught up with Shashank Srivastava of Maruti to discuss their February performance and the way forward. Let's listen into what he had to say.
Wholesale were pretty good, 373,000, double-digit growth. Retail also showed a double-digit growth, although the absolute numbers were much smaller than the wholesale. So the wholesale 373,000, whereas the retail were only about 335,000. This is against a smaller base of last year of 301,000. So that also showed 11% growth. But the difference between wholesale and retail numbers obviously added to the dealer inventory, and the inventory is now estimated to have crossed the 300,000 mark after a long period. So I think now the inventory pipeline is more or less full. Of course, the highlight for February that you asked, basically wholesale pretty good, third highest ever in history, third highest monthly wholesale numbers ever, also the highest ever February. Exports last year were around 259,000 or so. We have already touched 257,000 exports by the end of February. That means we are, and it was about 226,000 till February of last year. So that export is growing at 12.2% currently on a cumulative basis. And I'm talking of the period April to February. By the end of March, I think we should, of course, easily exceed last year's number, but should be around that 270,000 or so. In fact, in the calendar year, Jan to December, we crossed the 271,000 number. So it should be around that for the financial year as well. For Maruti Suzuki, of course, market share has gone up. The market share in February alone was about 43%. But if you look at, and last year it was 41.4% overall for the whole year. And cumulatively, April to February, our market share has gone up about 0.45%. And that's largely because our increase in market share in the SUVs, which was just around 11% last year, has gone up now to 22%, while our share in the other categories still remains quite high, almost 69% in hatches, about 55% in entry sedans, about 50% plus in the MPV space, and of course 94% in vans. So this increase in market share largely possible because of the SUV increase.
All right, that's a very optimistic view coming in from Shashank Srivastava of Maruti, saying that the retail sales saw double-digit growth in February and their overall market share has gone up to 43% in the month of February.